Australian Sports Car Championship, the final round of Season 2 tonight is round number 10, live from the Donnington Park Racing Circuit. And we are going live for our 574th time tonight here, and for the final time for this championship as they close down and then regroup and regather and maybe come back again at some time. But for now, all I know is anyway, this will be the final round. Qualifying has been run and done. The drivers are just out there in a last-minute practice session now. Here's your results from qualifying here at Donnington, and Michael Healy has put the TTR car on top tonight with a 1 minute 24.5. Good qualifying time ahead of Brad Watson, 68 thousandths behind, nice and close at the top. 1/10 behind is Ross Rizzo leading the championship coming into tonight's final round in P3. Then it's James Glasspool there in fourth, with Marcus Watson running at your top five. All five top drivers tonight, pro drivers. Then we go to the Pro-Am drivers. Lachlan Capel sits in sixth with James Foster. Tyson Broad, Adam Gardner's there in ninth with Wayne Hewitt running at your top 10. Then it's the amateur driver tonight, Benny Croydon down there in 11th place. Tyson with the stars, thanks Tyson. Justin Quinn, 12th place. Tyson, speaking of the man, P13 tonight, the AutoServe racing car. Start from 13th on the grid with Vincent Santucci beside him. And then it's Zach Mitchell, Glenn Ryan, Reese Goosel, and Johnny Lee down there at the back in 18th place. Let's have a quick look at those championship points before we get underway for the race tonight. And this is how it looks. Ross Rizzo on top for Trans-Tasman Racing. Pretty unbeatable lead, that one. He should take out the prize. Thomas Hinz second. Now, is Thomas here tonight? I don't think he is. James Foster is, however. I'm not sure how that will work out. Maybe he's done enough to secure P2 in the championship, Thomas, and he hasn't rocked up tonight. But James Foster is in the house. Joshua Fitt, and then Wayne Hewitt, your top five in the championship. Let's head down now to the drivers and have a look as they just run through the final part. 45 seconds to go in the warm-up session tonight. There is Ross Rizzo leading the championship, final round tonight, and we'll stand on the top and hopefully take the main prize. Welcome Will, welcome Jacob Neasley as well, and everyone tuning in. Tom Bookins says good luck to Lockie Capel tonight on his debut for Drop Bear Motorsport. That's very cool. We'll have a look at him once he gets out on the track, obviously in the race shortly. And don't forget, tonight we are promoting or helping promote the Beyond Blue link for Drop Bear Motorsport. And I'll flick up that page so you can just see it now. Here it is on the screen. Head over there and you can donate some money on behalf of us here to support the Drop Bear cause. They've already raised $665 thanks to you guys, because I've tonight put in $200 of RACESTARS TV star funds to go towards that. So big thanks, and that is just down there on the screen. So I've put, there you go, on behalf of RACESTARS TV, the legends that support RACESTARS TV, we'd like to donate $200 to this worthy cause and congratulate Drop Bear on taking this initiative. Well done. So that's for you guys. Big thank you. And on behalf of Drop Bear, how cool is that? They're trying to raise $1,000. Let's head down to the grid now and go through the names for tonight's race.
Welcome to the final round.
James Gardner, he pitches in there and lets the drivers know that it is the final round tonight, of course. And we'll quickly just mute that while we go through the grid. Here is the order tonight. Off the front row, Michael Healy and Brad Watson, your top two. Ross Rizzo, the championship leader, will start on the second row with James Glasspool starting out of fourth in the Audi. Marcus Watson also in the Audi starts from fifth tonight with Lachlan Capel. They're sixth place. James Foster out of 7. Tyson Broad out of 8. Adam Gardner and Wayne Hewitt the top 10. Ben Croydon and Justin Quinn will round out your top 12. 13th place on the grid for this rolling start. Tyson Hanmer with Vincent Santucci rounding out your top 14. Zach Mitchell starts from 15th with Glenn Ryan. Then it's John Lee and Alan Hodgson out of 18th place. Stephen Garcia down the back there with Craig Watson, and Reese Goosel will start from the back in the 444 R1 Sim Sports car for this, the final round ever. For now, anyhow, the Australian Sports Car Championship. Let's get ready for this rolling start as the drivers now start to get away behind the Porsche safety car. They're going to just go through the final part of the circuit, which is fantastic. Let's turn the music down and get set to rip into this one tonight. Michael Healy qualified so well, putting himself on the front step, and that's where you want to be for a race like this. 50-minute sprint race tonight to finish the championship. Keith Logan's in the house, says, "G'day Luke, evening all. Welcome mate, and enjoy this one tonight. It should be a good race." If you've got some mates you want to tag and bring them in to watch this tonight, hit them up. We've got a long shot here. Check this out. The Porsche safety car will disappear shortly into the distance, and then we can start getting underway for this race tonight. I'll tell you what, the drivers, are there any nerves tonight? I say there would be. I know Ross Rizzo's got this one in the bag as far as the championship goes, but still, there's always a little bit of nerves at the start of any race. So here we go. onto the pit straight away. We'll get the iRacing green and they'll get underway for this 50-minute time certain race tonight. There is the get-go and they race off straight away down towards turn 1. Pretty good getaway by everyone involved. Going wide there is James Glaspel. He's worked his way up to third already. He'll sweep around the outside and try and get himself up a couple of positions. That'll put him on the wrong foot there with Rizzo on the inside. Down the hill they go. Someone touching the grass in the background, and also I think it's it was Marcus Watson out of control. Watson out of control in a big way down the hill, and someone else has gone off too. So there's 2 or 3 cars spilling in the background, and a huge moment. One of the Lamborghinis backwards. It's Justin Quinn. You can see way off in the dirt now, getting it going, but up near the front it's Healy, Watson and Rizzo. Now it was Watson, I think, that was just tapping on the back of one of the cars as they went down the hill. Did he unload someone? As he now looks to the inside on Healy, who holds position, and so far so good. Rizzo up into third. He's got the box seat now as they go wheel to wheel. Slow out of the corner was the Lamborghini of Healy, and they'll get an overlap now down towards the chicane in the background. The new drop there car, Lachlan Capel, doing very well. He's moved himself, or he's held on to 6th place in the Porsche as he chases after Foster and Broad, just in front, 4th and 5th position. So good opening exchange. We've got through the first half a lap without too many incidents, except for that opening crash between, I think it was Quinn and Mitchell. We've also got another spinner now. Was that Adam Gardner out wide? Tyson Hanmer has to make evasive action. He's up 5 positions, Hanmer, already in this race tonight. Fantastic start by the BMW Autoserve racing driver, and he gets himself up into the top 8. Another driver that's made heaps of positions is John Lemercier. The young fella is whipping his way through the field here, up 7 spots into the top 10 now, and having a look down the inside on Adam Gardner. He rocked up to an F3 race the other night, didn't he? Did very well, but then I think threw it into the weeds on the last lap. We'll have to go back to the front though, because this is where it's at. Watson is flying out in front. So it's Watson, Rizzo and Healy, your top 3. Healy has lost 2 positions and just fallen back slightly in the opening couple of laps. Looking back from the Audi on board with Watson now, the driving light ablaze on the front of the Lamborghini for Ross Rizzo. Looking the part and trying to put his competitor off, I reckon. So 2.5 minutes into the first, our race for tonight. So much going on in the background too. You can see Capel just dicing there, getting into the mirrors of Tyson Broad and trying to find a way through. We'll jump on board the Porsche now. And you can see behind him Wayne Hewitt's made up 3 spots as well in that Red Pepper Racing Lamborghini. So great start. Oh gee, well, Capel went very wide there, and Hewitt almost saw the door open and had a lunge. He then backed out and he holds on to 7th place. He's made up 3 spots as well. This beautiful Red Pepper racing car with the Angry Pepper on the side. There he is. Car looks incredible as always, and he's chasing down now this Broad Capel battle. So good get-go. There's a couple of Porsches in front at it at the moment. Audi leads, Lamborghini 2 and 3, and then it's BMW of James Foster with a perfect start tonight as well. He's just there ahead of that little Porsche battle. And the first of the Ferraris tonight, Alan Hodgson, all the way back in 13th place. So a long, long way back tonight. There he is, the Red Pepper Racing Alan Hodgson entry. Glenn Ryan's behind him. And then you've got Vincent Santucci and Galich. I keep wrecking Vincent's name tonight, sorry. Vincent Santucci in 15th place as Linus Stewart makes up another spot now and dives down the inside on Tyson Hanmer. Oh, he's got to be careful not to leave a bit of paint on the side of that BMW. That is super close. Neck and neck racing between them. Hanmer might back out of this. He may not, in fact. He stays right alongside him and they go wheel to wheel now onto the back straightaway. Good battle in behind as well. You can see Gardner and Glaspel battling over 10th position. This is the battle for 8th. We're watching in front. Gardner late on the brakes. He's going to lock it up and he's going to catch a couple of them out there. Unfortunately, Gardner dropped it and he's taken out Hanmer and someone else with him. And unfortunately, it was Tyson and who was the other one? I think it was Jimmy Glaspel. So there you go. Unfortunate mistake there. He's given the position back to Tyson. You'll have to wait now for the Audi as well to come through. And that's hard luck there. Let's have a quick look at that on a replay. So into the braking zone, you're just going to see, I think he was caught out a little bit by Tyson Hanmer braking quite early and aggressively, and then he went across, just touched the grass, the back end touched the grass, and 3 cars unfortunately get together. Glaspel went a long, long way back across the circuit. In fact, he almost went ahead of the lead pack. He had to then shoot back across the dirt to get back onto the main track to get in position. So there you go. That's how that's unfolded, sadly, and I think sadly Adam's going to have to give himself a penalty for that one, and a drive-through penalty probably, as we go back with Brad Watson in front. PCD Racing leading this one. Ross Rizzo in behind, not too far behind. I tell you what, I think Ross would like to win this final race tonight, being that he's going to take the championship top step, and what a way to do it than to also win the race in this final one for Season 2 ASCC. It's been a great pleasure to be involved in the series. As Croydon out of shape through the chicane, loses a position to Hodgson, and I think Glenn Ryan might get through as well. Here comes Vincent Santucci, so he's got Marcus Watson behind him. Now, Watson was one of the cars that got involved in that early incident right at the start of the race, and now he gives quite a clout to the back of Vincent's car as well. BMW wouldn't have enjoyed that little bit of paint taken off it. Now to the outside, you can see the damage to Marcus Watson's Audi from that impact. And he gets together with a Ferrari as well now, so there's a bit of different barge back in the pack tonight between these competitors. And Hodgson with a big move down the inside has a look, and so it was Glenn Ryan down the inside, and he gets the job done. The PCD Racing car back at the front. Watson, the teammate of PCD car, Marcus Watson. There's two Watsons out there. This is Brad, the Bradley of the two Watsons, leading the race. And Ross Rizzo still sitting in behind. There will be one pit stop tonight, one compulsory stop in the race, and the strategy generally is pretty similar. We don't see a lot of consistency with drivers diving in early and trying to do something a bit different. Usually they'll run the tank out of fuel and then fill it to the required amount and bring it home. Pretty simple. Abigail's in the house. Says my eyes are on the Pro-Am contest. Let's have a look at that Pro-Am contest, because at the moment James Foster is doing an incredible job. He's fourth outright and leading class at the moment. The class leaders at the top of your screen right now. So pro class, Watson of course, Foster leading the Pro-Am, and Croydon leading the amateur class. Now I'm going to see if I can bring in, I don't think they gave it to me tonight. They usually give me the standings for each class. Now the Pro-Am class, I'm just going to see if they did. No, they did not. So generally they'll give me the different standings so I can separate them for the championship, but tonight I haven't been given that information. But James has done very, very well, hasn't he, throughout this season? The BMW Natari Autosports car, with that transition from Trick eSports across to Natari. He's doing them very, very proud tonight and flying the flag up there. P4 ahead of Capel, the next one in that brand new Drop Bear Motorsport. Even though it says Pulse Racing Team, that's actually Drop Bear now, so we might see if we can update that manually for them. But he's doing a great job as well. The Porsche looks fantastic, and obviously the blue on that Porsche to represent Beyond Blue, and it's a really worthy cause. They've now raised $650 of that $1,000, so get onto that. There's a link in the description tonight if you want to get involved and support. Righto, so we saw a bit of a spin in the background there as I was just changing Tyson's name. It's now heading over to Drop Bear Motorsport, so that should be all good. Brad Watson still leads by 0.3 of a second. PCDR over on Twitch says, how good does that PCDR car look? Looks fantastic, man. And he's right out in front at this stage of the race. It's early stages though, 1/5 of the way through, nearly 10 minutes in. Lap 7 at this Donnington circuit, which is not an easy racetrack, and it is quite spread out. Look at this track map. You can see first back to third now is around 1.8 seconds, but first back to 10th, 19 seconds. So huge field spread over the top 10 this early in the race. You can see Foster in the background. He's in 4th place, leading that Pro-Am class in 5.3 seconds off the lead. But out in front, will Rizzo pounce, or is he happy just to save fuel? We see this quite a bit. Check out the helmet too for Brad Watson. Your nightmares, that helmet in there. Looking back from Watson's PCD racing car. Rizzo once again closes up and doesn't go for a move just yet. Will Wilson says the Streisand nose BMW also has a Michael Jackson nose bonnet. I love the fact that my Barbara Streisand comment stuck. Someone remembers it. Fantastic. Yeah, top BMW, James Foster. Second BMW, Vincent Santucci, all the way back in 10th place as we see someone off the track. Was it? No. It's just Tyson Broad and Wayne Hewitt having a good old ding-dong for 6th place at the moment. Behind them, Alan Hodgson. Let's ride on board with Wayne Hewitt. Red Pepper Racing, Lamborghini. Let's watch the way he fires this down the hill. In fact, let's jump into visor cam. I reckon he's about to pounce here and try and make a move on Tyson Broad. So ride the lightning with him. Here we go, down the hill. Bottom of the hill now, back to third, back to second gear. Sorry, carries third gear. Oh wow, out of shape big time. Goes Tyson Broad. And I think around the outside, Alan Hodgson's going to have a shot too, which he does. So just dropped it at the bottom of the hill there, did. Broad, a big error. We'll have a look at that on the small screen replay. He'll try and fight his way back into this, but P8 were on board at the time. Just watch this. Bottom of your screen, just watch. He just touched the grass on entry, did he? No, he just lost the back end, got a mid-corner snap, and that's what put him off the racetrack. So it's all happening. 11 and a half minutes into the race. Broad coming back now at Hodgson. He gets a good run on the Ferrari here, the 79. Hodgson under pressure down the inside. He doesn't release the brake. He's still in there though. He's up on the quarter panel. It's a dangerous place to be. And he lights it up on the mid-corner too. He goes wheel to wheel. Didn't really commit to that overtake, which can really put you on the wrong foot sometimes. You either commit or don't. And luckily he got away with that. So Hodgson remains in 7th place. He's made up 11 spots in the race. Fantastic drive. James Glasspool sadly looks like he has retired. The car's in the pits now and it has been for nearly 6 minutes. So that's sad to note. There he is tonight, the Simrigs Audi out of the race after that contact with Mr. Gardner. So there's Ross Rizzo, P2. Continuing the fight. Keith Logan says, Watson's helmet, Luke, is it a clown? It is. Very scary looking clown too. Let's have a look. Check it out. Give you the heebie-jeebies, that one. Tom Wilkins saying we have a few more donations from leagues that are due. But down on the drivers will have to submit that. So there you go. So they're well on the way to $1,000. And like I said earlier in the broadcast, I was very proud to be able to donate $200 to help these guys reach that target on behalf of the people that chuck in some star money at our events, which is fantastic. And you guys are mega supporters of me, so it's good for me to be able to give a bit of that back. So it's a team effort, thanks to all the star power. And here is your star senders lately. Keith Logan tonight, Tyson Hammer. Our 2-star senders, but Eddie the other night, Mark Dial, Matty Wins. We're on fire the other night with the V8 vets, and Eddie's back again tonight on cue there. Eddie will jump to the top of that list with another 500. Thanks, Eddie. It's a massive appreciation, man, for all that support you give us here, and let's hope we can keep doing that. I'm going to try and set up a regular way of giving back to things like Beyond Blue, because it is such a fantastic organisation that helps people that are in dire need. Very close to my heart, so thank you. Let's get on with this race. Watson leading still. He's just trying to break this toe, I think, of Ross Rizzo. Jump on board now in the Lamborghini of Ross Rizzo at Trans-Tasman Racing. What can he do here? I think we saw this happen last time, and Rizzo ended up just taking about a second less fuel in the pit stop and got a pretty nifty jump. I think he's just planning to do that again tonight. It's deja vu all over again, but Brad Watson, what can he do in retaliation for that? He'll know that Rizzo's sitting there. Does he try and back off a little bit, just conserve a bit of fuel? I noticed they're doing 1 minute 26.4 last time around. That's nearly 5/6 tenths off his ultimate lap pace. So I think we're definitely holding back at this stage of the race. PCD racing car looks the part though, doesn't it? Good shot from above. Whoever paints this car, give him a pat on the back. Very cool. There's Rizzo behind the TTR. We know TTR always looks clean and exciting. Their race car, it looks very, very aggressive on the Lamborghini, and Michael Healy as well, another TTR Lamborghini, currently P3 after starting on pole position tonight. Is he holding back? He's running in the high 1:26s, but ultimate lap pace for him is a mid-26. So it doesn't look like he's got it in race trim tonight compared to the two in front. So long way to go. 15 minutes into this 50-minute final race. At the end of the night, we're going to wrap it up to and crown a champion. So hopefully Adam and a few other of the admin team will come across and be part of that and help drive that conversation. Jacob Neasler says that helmet gives me nightmares now. Yeah, pretty scary. We can scare you this way as well. Is it a clown or a cat? I think it's a clown. Brad Watson out in front at the moment, scaring kids all around the world ahead of Rizzo and Healy. So the top three pro drivers. Then you got the Pro-Am driver of Foster still sitting in 4th place, leading a pack of Pro-Am drivers, Capel, Hewitt, Hodgson and Broad down there in 8th place. Then it's Watson in 9th, one of the pro drivers to slip down the order after an incident at the start. And then 10th place, rounding out your top 10 is the first of our amateur drivers tonight. Benny Croydon, so Team Joanne. Car looks fantastic. Another Porsche out there on the track. And he is flying the flag for the amateur drivers. Justin Quinn is the next in that class, followed by Glenn Ryan. We've got a car off the track. Zach Mitchell for Drop Bear Motorsports has just dropped it onto the track as well. Onto the grass and now back on the track. What's happened to Lockie Capel? So something's just happened there to James Foster. He's just dropped back behind. And we might get a picture of that. I reckon James Foster maybe ran wide. Let's have a quick look now at a replay. Was it? No, so he went for this. Foster was holding the inside line to turn 1, and Capel goes around the outside, made it look very easy. So James Foster now back to 2nd in the Pro-Am class tonight. I reckon he wants to sit behind and save some fuel. I think that's definitely a strategic play for James Foster. Didn't put up much of a fight at all. Meanwhile, out in front, this is Watson. Now 8 tenths, nearly 9 tenths, so he'll just be pulling away slightly. Now, if you can break that toe, it then puts the driver behind into a position where they're using more fuel. And that's exactly what Watson will want to do here. 8, 9 tenths of a second. Rizzo's just done a 26.5, so he was 2 tenths off the pace on the lap just gone by. As you can see, he's been consistently losing around half a tenth to a tenth the last 3 or 4 laps. Abigail says that Capella's been gaining on Foster for some time, so there you go. Abigail's got her eye on the timing screen tonight as Hodgson's gone backwards off the circuit, and that's just at turn 1 as well, I think. So a pretty common incident here at Donnington. He's just lost the back end as he's got on the throttle coming out of the first corner. Let's have a look at that one on a replay too. So you'll see, oh, he got up on the curb. So big slide off the curb there, and around he goes at the top of the hill. Oh, we can't see it from any of those angles. There you go. 79 car recovered pretty quickly though. He slid off the track, gave it a boot full on the grass, and then rips up the grass. It's back on the circuit very quickly for Alan Hodgson. Don't forget, we've got live timing at RACESTARSTV.com. If you want to see how that works, head over to RACESTARSTV.com. You can click on the live timing link and you can see a live track map and everything. In fact, let me show you exactly how to do it. RACESTARSTV.com. If I head over there and show you on the big screen as soon as it loads up. There it is. All right, so here's RACESTARSTV.com. Head to the more and live timing. Click that link and Bob's your uncle. You'll see live timing pop up when the data becomes available, which it should soon. This could be some bad live TV here. There it is. So it has come live. So you can see all that live timing as the race unfolds, including a tracker map down the bottom to see where your favourite drivers are at all times. So it's a handy little thing to have open on your... You can even just have it on a tablet, and in the background it's always pretty cool to watch what's going on. I know I'll be doing that tonight for the Formula 1 qualifying at Monaco. Sorry, it's the race tonight, isn't it? I'm a day behind myself there. The race tonight, I'll be watching the live timing as well as the race. It just makes it that little bit more exciting. Although I'll warn you, with Formula 1, The live timing is about 10 seconds in front of what you see on the TV. So you do often see incidents, or especially in qualifying, you see the sectors and the times pop up before they actually happen on the telly. 1.2 seconds down the gap between Watson and Rizzo, so he's starting to break the backbone here of Ross, just dropping in slightly again on that previous lap by 3/10, I think it was. And Healy, who's just within 3.8, has dropped back a fair way. Then Capel and Foster, well, they're now 10 seconds off the lead, 4th place. The top 10 now, 34 seconds. So huge distance being covered across all the drivers tonight. Let's go back with Tyson Hanma. And he was involved in that Adam Gardner incident. He's now on the back of Glenn Ryan. Big fight back now for Tyson in the amateur class, sorry. And he goes down the inside of the Ferrari, nice and late on the brakes. Very, very close to making contact, and Ryan doesn't fight it too hard, although he's coming back now on the inside. He'll get a little bit of a run at him towards the braking zone as we see the wing mirror camera there. And they go wheel to wheel around the outside. Hammer hangs on, and he should then have the inside for turn 1. So good job. The sun appears here at Donnington. There is the temperatures tonight, 33 degrees track temp on a 24-degree day. The cloudy sky here. It's 4:23 in the afternoon, local time Donnington. So there you go. Watson still leading 1.3 seconds. This is a good little battle. Let's jump on board with Hammer looking back at Glennie Ryan. He doesn't fight it down the bottom of the hill. He's happy just to sit back in there. How good is that BMW colouring look? I love the white and the blue Auto Serve racing car. Looks fantastic, and Tyson is a big supporter of what I do. He pops in and out, different broadcasts, and he's a legend. So well done tonight, Tyson, fighting back and not giving up after the incident. Jokin's in the house, says, "G'day Luke, g'day chat, sorry I'm being late. Hope everyone is well tonight. Hope you're doing well too, my friend." In the background you can see Adam Gardner, he's carried on as well after that incident at the start of the race. Marcus Watson, the only driver so far to take on fuel, 12.8 seconds he took at lap 14, so he runs back here behind Zach Mitchell. And Zach Mitchell tonight on debut, I think, in the Drop Bear Motorsport Audi. Currently sits in 16th place. Didn't know what class he was in because I wasn't provided that info, so I put him in the pro class. And he's battling with the pro driver, Marcus Watson, all the way back here as Capel goes for a wild ride across the grass. Currently 4th place. That was exciting. Held on to it well, though. Right, let's hear some Porsche goodness. Let's turn up our track mics here and have a listen. Porsche up into 3rd now. We've had another pit stop there. Michael Healy is gone in on lap 16. 14.02 seconds worth of fuel puts him back in 6th place at the moment. So the Trans-Tasman racing car is the first of the top 10 to jump in for his fuel stop. Brad Watson still leading now, just over 2 seconds, the margin out in front. PCD racing car leads the Trans-Tasman racing car of Rizzo, then the Drop Bear Motorsport car of Lockie Capel, and the Tari Autosport then of James Foster. Red Pepper Racing, Wayne Hewitt, as Tyson Hammer now comes in for his pit stop. So the big fight back for him tonight after that early incident and damage to the car. He'll now take his final stop, take some fuel on board and run the second 25 minutes of the race. So he's decided to split the race perfectly down the middle. Strategy-wise tonight, Rizzo's dropped back another 10th on this lap. There he is, so 2.1. He just cannot run the pace of Watson at this stage. And Capel, 12.1 back, so it's huge distance between 2nd and 3rd place. Massive. So a bit of a break for me this week on RACESTARS TV, but we do have the Pro Series back this Wednesday night, so after tonight I actually get 2 nights off, which I am so incredibly excited about. So 2 nights off and then back with the Pro Supercar Invitational, the Logitech Pro Invitational on Wednesday night. So tune in for that from Winton. You'll see all your favourite drivers back for round number 2, and then we're back with the V8 Vets, of course. Their final round of season 11 will be Thursday and Friday night. Saturday or Sunday we'll then have a replay of the Improved Production Car Series round 3, which is being run on Wednesday night, but because of the Pro Series and the double booking there, we're going to show that on a replay Saturday or Sunday, so looking forward to that. Then next Monday we kick off a brand new season, so Monday week we kick off a brand new season for the Roads to Rumble on the Monday nights, and on the Wednesday, guess who's back? The Australian Sports Sedans. So Rand and the crew for the Australian Sports Sedans will be back Wednesday week for their brand new 5-round series. So can't wait for that. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. So Watson just giving the flashing light treatment there to the lap car of Justin Quinn. Mark 1 eSports drive, we'll see him coming up in the mirrors. There's flashing headlights once again. And Justin will get out of the way, no doubt, and let the race leader go through. The gap at the moment, 2.1, just coming down slightly. Rizzo was quicker on that lap, wasn't he? He did a 26.3 versus a 26.6. And I wonder if this lap car is just giving Brad Watson a little bit of strife. He's right on board with Watson down the hill. Jacob Nees says the commentary team gets very excited about Biserkamp. They do, don't they? I just take it for granted here. We just got it whenever we need it. And so Watson now gets through. I don't think he'll be putting that lap car on his Christmas list. Justin Quinn made it a little bit harder for the race leader, and it actually brought the lead gap down to 1.6 seconds. Let's see if Ross Rizzo has a better run at getting past Quinn now onto this back straightaway. The blue flags in iRacing, I think, are triggered at 1.5 seconds. Obviously, at the moment, Rizzo to Quinn, it's under half a second now. So we'll be getting the blue flag notification up on the screen. And he ducks towards the inside. Quinn goes right around a wide apex and lets him through nicely. So good job. In the end, he didn't lose too much time. The gap between first and second, 1.5 seconds. So that has chopped a bit of that lead out for Watson. About half a second, in fact. Well, look at this lap time. It was 0.3 quicker last time around. What is it this time? Watson crosses the line and does a 1:26.4. Rizzo does a 1:26.2, so he's 0.2 quicker once again on that lap. This is Adam Gardner fighting with Tyson Hanma down in 13th place. These two have had a bit of history already tonight. And Gardner's just been closing the margin down 25 thousandths of a second on the previous lap. By the way, Foster and Capel battling still 3rd and 4th place, although there's a bit of space between them, but that's the Pro-Am drivers at the moment in the top 3, or one of them in the top 3, 2 of them in the top 4 there, and we've got Capel, Foster and Hewitt 3rd, 4th and 5th in this race. So Hammer has Gardner getting alongside him now and trying for the overtake. This is is where they made contact earlier tonight, and I think Gardner decides, okay, I'm not going to push the point this time around. Maybe next time. So the top 5 still yet to stop in this race. Let's keep an eye on Watson and Rizzo. Let's see who's going to pull the trigger first. There's your pit stop strategy at the moment. And you can see Healy in P6 has stopped on lap 16. He's now 4 laps into his final stint. Everyone else still on the tyres and fuel they started the race on, so 20 laps in. Surely getting pretty close now to where the end of the tank range would be. So let's see, does he go to the pit lane this time? No, he stays out. Will Rizzo come in for an undercut? No, he also stays out. Love this long shot where you can see the cars just coming down in the background there. It's very hard to focus up, obviously. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. How cool is that? You can see that back straight away. We've got one of the Ferraris just coming into shot now. Now that's where they would normally, just there, where they would normally just kink to the right and the left if they were doing the short track, but doing the long Grand Prix circuit here tonight. We do the full run around the outside, which is very cool. Running wide again, the Porsche of Capel hung onto it. They flirt with disaster every time they put the rear wheels out on the grass there. So easy, especially in iRacing, to once it lets go, it tends to keep going. When the going gets tough, the car keeps going. I need some whiskey. Watson leads. Rizzo 2, Capel 3, Foster. There he is. Barbara Streisand. I won't sing any Barbara Streisand for you, but there he is, the Atari Autosports car. Sitting in fourth with the Streisand nose. And what was the other bit you said before, Will? Something about the bonnet scoops, I think. Big snorkel on the car. As Watson does pit now. So here we go. First pit stop for the race leader. Rizzo carries on. Let's see what sort of lap time Rizzo can do now with clear air in front of him, and how much fuel has he saved. This will give us an indication on how long Watson needs to stop for. The average time so far has been around 13 to 14 seconds stationary. Michael Healy took 14 seconds of fuel on board earlier. Watson's been stationary now for just on 13.98 seconds. He bags it up on the pit exit and off the limiter now and back out onto the racetrack. Does he get out ahead of Healy? He does. There is Healy now coming down the pit straight. So the gap between those two, around 5 or so seconds. So here we go, Ross Rizzo. This is when he has to really pull out some quality laps to try and get the jump. You'll know that Watson was, well, nearly 14, let's call it 14 seconds. It was 13.98 seconds stationary. If he can get in and out of there in probably 12.5 seconds needs to be the stoppage time for him to get the jump. Plus a good in lap here. The previous lap for Rizzo was a 26.1, so pretty quick, only a tenth off his quickest lap of the night with 17 minutes to go in the race. So looking good. But I'm waiting now eagerly to see what he can do. He's got a little bit of traffic up ahead, which he'll hope get out of the way. Oh, he carries on, Rizzo, so he's got enough fuel to do another lap or two. I thought that may have been a good time to come in because he's got this battle between Hanmer and Gardner up the road. Now, if all of a sudden he gets tangled up behind these two, he'll lose all that advantage he's got from saving all the fuel. So he's got to be super careful here. Gardner's under immense pressure from Hanmer. They might not even realise that they've got the leader coming up behind them at this stage. So it's always a little bit of a worry when you're leading the race and you come up behind some back markers in the heat of a duel. And let's ride on board with Ross. See what he's going to do at this stage. So look, he is going to catch Hanmer. This is what I mean. This is now precious time, just going down the gurgler basically. He'll get a good exit out of here. He might be able to deal with Tyson down the straight. Tyson will get the blue flags and he gets out of the throttle now. And that's actually okay. He's got a bit of distance now to Gardner. And if he can just carry the speed through here, takes the bollards with him. There you go, there's a bit of an audio cue there saying boxing this lap. So Rizzo has just told Adam Gardner in front that he's going to come into the pits, so don't worry too much about letting him through, although he has, I think, let out of the throttle and gets back into his battle with Tyson. So here we are. This is game on. This is the pit stop that we've been waiting for. Let's jump on board with Ross Rizzo as he attacks the pit entry down onto the limiter now. So the TTR, Trans-Tasman Racing driver. Remember, we're looking for around a 12.5 second stop. Watch the bottom of his screen. He's stationary now, taking on fuel. 4 seconds in. Just on 6 seconds now as we wait for where is Brad Watson? He's just coming down through the final corner now. Rizzo has dropped out with 12.95 seconds was the time. He gets up to speed. Does he? He does. He gets the undercut there. Well done. Ross Rizzo gets out just ahead of Brad Watson with a 12.95 second stop. It was just on a second quicker. That in-lap was mega. So a good in-lap by Ross Rizzo has ultimately helped him get the jump at that fuel saving as well throughout the first part of the race. Gives him a 1.2 second turnaround. So overall, about 2.5 seconds to 3 seconds was the turnaround because he was about a second and a half behind prior to the pit stop. Fantastic. And Michael Healy holds on to third place. The top 3 pro drivers now up there in 1, 2, 3. Capel still holding out that 4th position. Top of the Pro-Am drivers there. He is not too far behind Healy as well. Driving the wheels off this Porsche tonight on debut for Drop Bear Motorsport. James says Ross has mathematically secured the championship before tonight. As it stands, the top 3 in the title will be Ross, James Foster and Thomas Hinds. And there you go. So James Foster moving his way up a position if he can stay where he is now. But like I said, for Ross, it's, I think tonight, yes, he's got the championship in the bag, but to finish the race then on the top step of the podium would just be that icing on the cake and a cherry on top. But he's going to have to hold out a very fast Brad Watson for the next 13 or so minutes. Brad's just closed up half a second on that lap. And what does Watson do? He does a 1:26.27. The outlap for Rizzo was a 1:49.7. That's the outlap, of course, with some fuel time added to it. So the strategy board, there it is. A little bit of a difference there between Healy and the top drivers. As you can see, it's a bit of a Manhattan. Rizzo stopped on lap 24, lap 22 for Watson, lap 16 for Healy. And at this stage, it's basically gone in the favour of Ross, who has jumped 2 spots up tonight. Brad Watson back in second where he started the race, and Michael Healy has dropped 2 spots from pole position down to third. Gap now 0.6 of a second as we head into the last 11 minutes of the race. Watson firing through. John Lemercier, who started well, is now out of the race. So the young fella was making great gains at the start. I think needs to probably work on some consistency because I know in the F3 the other night, same thing, very quick over a lap, but putting together racecraft unfortunately has ended in an incident now to the race quite early, 5 laps in. Trying to see if there was actually a crash involved. I don't think there was. So maybe just retired the car, which is a little bit sad. Can't see any indication of a crash at all in my listing there for the Monsieur. Righto, let's jump on board with your race leader, Ross Rizzo. entering the last 10 minutes of the race. It is a time certain race, so 50 minutes. When that time has elapsed, we will call a winner tonight. And it doesn't matter if this guy finishes second, he'll still be brought into the top step for the championship. And what is season 2 of this ASCC Australian Sports Car Championship. Round 10 tonight to finish it off. Rizzo running right out onto the grass there, using all the track and more. Great looking car, isn't it? The TTR car in all its glory tonight. And that Audi behind for PCD Racing. Also one of the best looking cars we've seen in iRacing across all the broadcasts we do. And he is right on the tail now. 4/10 covers Ross Rizzo and this man we're watching now. So you can see just through this GP part of the circuit. Hey, if you want to see an amazing lap, I'm just going to show you on the screen now, but you know my form with YouTube lately, I better not. But Ayrton Centre in the wet here at Donnington, one of the best laps you'll ever see in motor racing. Ross is on a mission, says Jacob Neasy. Yeah, I tell you who's on a mission. Brad Watson is really close now. So Tyson and Ben apparently are fighting for the amateur title. Ben Croydon at the moment sitting in 8th place. There he is. And Tyson's back in 12th. So that earlier incident between Gardner and Tyson would have really upset Tyson probably. And there's only 15 points between them. So Tyson Hanmer at the moment leading that. It's super close. So James, I know, is listening to the broadcast. I'm going to have him ready, hopefully at the end with his abacus, to put together all those updates of points, and we can then read out the title winners. And James is going to come in and tell everyone who's won each of the championships. There you go, I'm going to put you on the spot, James. Of course, Adam will come in as well, but it'll be nice to hear each of the class winners come in and do a little bit of a thank you speech as well, because it has been, of course, a full championship for the top guys, but you've also got the 3 classes, Pro, Pro-Am and Amateur racing each night as well. Let's jump on board with the PCD Racing. Brad Watts now, the 222. Looking for a wave through on Ross Rizzo. He's getting closer and closer. Rizzo slammed the door shut then. Watch the exit though for the Audi. Seems pretty nimble. The Lamborghini seems strong around the corners tonight. But how much pressure can he apply now to Rizzo? Can he force an error? 42 minutes into this 50-minute sprint race tonight at Donnington Park. Good exit there for Rizzo. Brought about 3-4 car lengths on him. But they'll close up again. Under brakes, are on board with Ross looking back. So he took 3 milliseconds out of him on that lap. The lap before he took just on 96 thousandths of a second. So he's on his way. He's coming quickly. This is what Watson needs to do. He just needs to apply the pressure now. Maybe don't try anything too desperate until you get to maybe the second last lap. Daniel Yeaman in the house says, very nice, Lachlan. Go get P3. He's doing a great job on debut. He's got 4th now, but he is on the march. He's got to try and overcome this 3.3 second deficit to Michael Healy, who has just turned the wick up once again. He's pulling about a 10th on him a lap at the moment. As you can see, 4 tenths on lap 28, only just over a 10th and a half on lap 29. But he is closing him down. If we had the older time until impact graphic, I reckon on the last lap of the race, at this stage, he might be with him if he can keep taking half a second a lap, but that is a big ask. Rizzo still leads, 6 tenths in it. Who's your money on, folks? Ross Rizzo or Brad Watson for the win tonight? Will Brad Watson try something, well, a big send somewhere? Ross seems to get much better drive out of the corner. Just watch the exit here on board from Brad's car. We'll just watch Ross. He turns, rotates the car, clips the apex perfectly. Brad was a little bit more ragged then, cut the corner, cut onto the grass. That hurt him a little bit on the exit. He lost a 10th or so down the hill to Ross. So that's where he's just got to, I guess, stabilise himself, just be composed here, Brad Watson. Money on Rizzo, says Jacob Neasley. But he needs to stay composed, be focused on just getting everything right in these last few laps, Brad Watson, and the chance may come. He's gone wide once again. There you go. So the pressure's getting to him here. and he's just now dropped back to 1 second off the back of Ross Rizzo. So, he's done it again on corner exit. Every time he does that, you see that that time just drop a little bit more. So it's just over a second now into the chicane. Money's on Brad, says PCD Racing. Of course, Brad Watson has his team cheering him on, which is fantastic, over on Twitch. So we're right back on board with Brad Watson now. The gap back at 1.1 seconds momentarily through these final corners to start what will be probably 3 to go, if my timing's correct. So the long shot shows the gap between the race leaders, Healy and Capel. There's Healy. How far is Lockie behind him? Still 3.6, so he hasn't closed enough of a margin, sadly, for the drop there. Lap cars are coming as well, says PCD Racing over on Twitch. So we're just looking ahead. The next lap car is 7.2 seconds up the road, and that is Mr. Gallacher. So Stephen Gallacher, there he is. I'll try and get you a long shot here to show you the distance between them. So there he is, going up the hill to the top of the hill now. And then you look where your race leader is, just going up the hill behind him. So yeah, you're right. The gap's now 6.3. They are closing at a huge rate of knots on those drivers that are up the road to be lapped. So they probably will catch Gallacher on the last lap. That could be one little extra little twist in tonight's tail. The gap still 1 second though between the top two. Ross Rizzo to be crowned the champion at the end of tonight's race after a fantastic season of 10 races. He wants to finish this one on a high. Brad Watson for PCD Racing wants to steal it away. If I was looking in my mirror and I saw that guy coming up behind me, I would be running scared. That's maybe why Ross Rizzo is finding an extra couple of tenths right now. Abigail says Foster driving a clean, sensible race championship more important than an individual race. And James at the moment P5. There he is, the Natari Auto Sport car ahead of Wayne Hewitt. He's got Mitchell just behind him, who's on debut, I think, for drop there as well in the Audi tonight, currently running in 16th place. But yeah, Lachlan Capel looking like he'll take out the win tonight in the Pro-Am portion of this race. But James Foster will take the championship at this stage, P5 for him. So fantastic, 9/10 of a second now, 8/10 of a second between the top two. And the gap to the lap car now 4.5 at 47 minutes in. So we wind it down, we're on board with Rizzo. You can see the top of the hill. That's where the lap car is. The gap now 4.3, gets a little bit of sideways action across the sweeping right-hander. This will come down to the wire, so we just get, I think, 2 more laps after this one. It'll be very close. So they're about a minute 26 the lap time at this stage. We'll keep an eye on that clock. At the moment, 2.5 minutes to go in the race. So I think we're going to get 2 more. And that gives a little bit more time here for Watson to try and play this out. So it's 5/6 now, the gap coming down. He V's the corner, late on the brakes. Rizzo gets a good exit, drives out of the corner. The gap back to 7/10 of a second. Rizzo slammed the door there, but it's basically they V the corner. And he's going to do it again here. So it's an early apex, and then you run a little bit wide on the mid corner and then fire it out again. And down the pit straight, will we see a big move here? So we've got just on a minute and 50 seconds to go, which will confirm 2 more laps to go, says Daniel Yeaman. Yeah, two to go, with about 20 seconds up our sleeve, calling a checker. So there you go, and good to see. I think, no, he hasn't got back in the race. So I thought John Limasil was coming out again after I gave him a spray for quitting early, but no, he's quit. So we've lost tonight, unfortunately. James Glasspool with that incident at the start. Tyson Broad also out of the race, and John Limasil, everyone else still running down to Zach Mitchell in 16th place. So at the moment, our class leaders, we've got Ross Rizzo leading the Pro class, Lachlan Capel leading the Pro-Am class. On debut for Drop Air Motorsport, what a great drive. And then Ben Croydon at the moment leading the amateur class over Tyson Hanma. And the gap back to Tyson about 16 seconds, so looking good at this stage to take a winning class tonight, Ben Croydon. But will Tyson still hang on and get the championship? We'll find out shortly. So coming around now to the line, 1 more corner to go, and then 1 lap in the championship. There was a car off the track there, Stephen Gallacher. That was the lap car I was talking about earlier, and he's actually run off the race circuit. So he's now out of the way. It's 4.4 seconds up to Justin Quinn. Now, did they change? I think they chased Justin down before, didn't they? He's down a couple of laps or not? No, he's not. Just down one lap. But who was the car they struggled to get past? I thought it was Justin, but maybe I'm wrong. 1 lap to go, though. 20 seconds on the race count till that elapses, and then we call the checker flag at the end of this lap. So Rizzo down the hill, 0.6 of a second. I think he's got enough in the tank. The last lap around was at 1 minute 26.26 versus 1 minute 26.16, so 1/10 of a second for Brad Watson. Not close enough. Marcus Watson, by the way, trying to steal this place off Ben Croydon. This is the pro driver who had an incident at the start of the race, down in 9th, trying to get up into 8th place and at least finish ahead of the top amateur driver, which is probably a little bit of a pride thing more than anything. So he's going to push this and try and get the overtake. He switches back to the inside, down the inside for the PCD racing car. Audi versus Porsche, and he gets the job done. Yes, good job. Here's your race leader now coming into the final part of the circuit. Rizzo in control and keeping it nice and tidy for the last couple of corners is all he needs to do. The Audi closes right up onto his tail. He was just on 1/10 of a second quicker on the previous lap, but it's not going to be enough. It's going to be a race win tonight to win the championship and to win the final race. Put your hands together for Ross Rizzo. What a fantastic job, and he takes the win tonight by the smallest of margins over Brad Watson. And fantastic camaraderie between them as well. Michael Healy, after that early pit stop, will get 3rd place in the race, and on debut, not too far behind for Drop Bear Motorsport, Locke Capel gets a win in the Pro-Am class tonight ahead of James Foster, who we'll find out shortly, but should, I think, have still taken out the championship for the Pro-Am driver tonight. James Foster coming to the line now for Natari Autosports, and he crosses in 5th outright. Wayne Hewitt will be next to cross the line, and he gets 6th in the race. Alan Hodgson, the top Ferrari tonight, will get 7th place, and a fantastic job for him as well. Then it'll be Marcus Watson, who has fought his way back towards 8th place as Hodgson crosses now. Where's Watson? There he is ahead of Ben Croydon. Put your hands together for Ben Croydon tonight, the top amateur driver. He'll cross the line tonight in 9th outright, but importantly top of class. We'll get the drivers across. Here is the results, by the way. Jimmy's
It felt like I just got passed by you all night.
James Glasspool just lets us know that the winner of the championship, of course, confirmed now, is Ross Rizzo. And then it was Foster who wins the Pro-Am class, and Tyson Hanmer wins the amateur class. Fantastic. We'll get those drivers in hopefully for a chat shortly, and we'll wrap it all up here on RACESTARS TV. But there is your winner for the race, but also winner for the championship for Trans-Tasman Racing, Ross Rizzo. Congratulations. Race results up on the screen now, and well, there it is, your race winner, Ross Rizzo, by 5/10 of a second in the end over Brad Watson and Michael Healy. P3 tonight, the top 3 drivers, all pro drivers. Great job. Ross has joined me already in the broadcast booth. Congratulations, Ross, on a win tonight, but also a win in the championship. Well done, mate.
Yeah, thanks. That was a really good battle. I actually kind of feel a little bit strange stealing that from Brad, because he definitely had I couldn't respond to his pace in the middle part of the race, but then I know this something must have, I think, slightly faster pit stop, and then track position worked in my favour, so I'll take it. But I think Brad had my measure up to that point.
I was thinking you were saving fuel back there. You did save about a second in the pit stop, and that got you in front, but was there some fuel saving strategy in that, or was it just literally outright pace? He was quicker than you at the start.
No, it was outright pace. I was able to keep up with him initially at the start, and rather than battle, I was doing a little bit of lift and coast. Wasn't expecting it to have a material difference, but then once he hit a higher gear, I just couldn't respond. So I was flat out for the rest of the race from there, and there was no other strategy than just just don't let him get too far away. Something might happen.
Well done, mate. You've won the championship. It's been a great 10-round series. Have you enjoyed yourself throughout this ASCC championship?
Yeah, I think each of the individual races have had some really, really good highlights. There have certainly been faster drivers who have participated, like Cody, Simon, Louise, and Alex, and a few others that have that probably would be better off saying that they would be more deserving of a championship. But nonetheless, I was glad to just show up every week and enjoy these races. And as I said, each race seems to have had a highlight, so string a few of those together, and lo and behold, we've had a good season. So pretty happy with how each of my races individually turned out. I think I just about maximised most of those results. But yeah, most of the time there was someone who was a little bit quicker, even including tonight, and even Healy putting it on pole as well with a stonking lap and just parking it for the rest of the session. It just goes to show there was certainly a lot of pace out there.
Yeah, that's it. And Brad, mate, for PCD Racing, well done in the Audi tonight. You looked really good the first half of the race. Ross obviously jumped you in the stop, but then towards the end, I thought you may have come back and had a go at him, but it just wasn't enough. What, maybe 1 or 2 more laps?
Oh, mate, I was throwing everything I possibly could at him, but first of all, congratulations, Ross, mate, again. Always awesome racing with you. Well done on the championship too. But yeah, mate, pit stops are just not my forte at the moment. I'm really struggling doing a pit stop, so my entry was shocking into the pit, and then out of the pit, too much wheel spin when I was driving out, so that's racing. I was pushing hard to catch him, but I was catching him, but no, he's too good. He's just too good, too consistent I wouldn't have been able to get by him, I don't think.
We saw you leaving the pits and leaving a couple of big 11s behind you. So that's part of it, you reckon?
Yeah, mate. I've every time I've raced in this championship, I've stuffed up my pit stop. So maybe something to work on.
Yeah, it is a big part of it. And then Michael, I don't think he's joined us tonight, has he? So well done, Michael Healy, for P3 tonight in the race. We've also got the class winners for the championship in here as well. So we've got just checking James is here. Yes, James Foster. Well done, mate. You've won the championship for the Pro-Ams. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, mate. It's it's been a long championship, and all of these guys are really good drivers, so it's been really, really hard to stay consistent and get the results, keep scoring the points.
A good drive tonight, 5th outright, so you're right up there, playing the game with the pro drivers. So, and it was good to watch. I think a couple of people in the chat said that maybe you were just keeping within yourself tonight so you could secure that championship, and you didn't really want to fight for, a win tonight in class.
Definitely, it was entirely about the championship tonight. I was avoiding anything, and the start couldn't have gone any better. Like, there was that accident with James and someone else, and I ended up in P4 following Michael, and from there I was happy to just sit there, and I didn't have the pace to pass them, but I couldn't be happier with where I was. And then when I saw Lachlan catching me, I knew he was Pro-Am, but I knew he wasn't in the fight for the championship, so I just let him go.
Yeah, well, fantastic racing tonight. And Tyson, mate, 12th place outright, but obviously that spin would have given you a shock at the start when you were taken out, basically. But you've kept your head down and fought back for 12th outright. But what it's done is secured the championship for you in the amateur class. So well done, Tyson.
Yeah, no, thanks. It's a bit of a shock because I know that Adam and Jimmy are really good drivers, so it's a bit of a surprise to get a bit of a kiss up the backside, but it looks like there was a bit of netcode involved, so again, no hard feelings, just kept the head down, and yeah, just as long as I finished, that's all I needed to do tonight. So I just thought I'd make up for that little bit of incident by having a bit of a argy-bargy with Adam for half the race. So no, it was a good race. Again, everyone in this league's really easy to drive and easy to race against, and it's always good fun for just under an hour to dust off and have a bit of a race. So everyone's always good fun to come back and get amongst it.
Excellent, man. All right, we're going to do the thank yous in reverse order. So starting with you, Tyson, the winner of the amateur class for this 10-round season 2 of the ASCC Championship. Who would you like to thank, man?
Just my guys at Autosave Racing for their continued support, along with our sponsors, Wolf Chester Grip Clean, Winds, High Tech Oils, Black Wolf Graphics for the paint job. I haven't given them a bit of a shout out this season, so just a quick shout out to those guys. I don't know if they're watching, but special thanks to my mum and dad tonight. Today's been a bit of a shitty day, so thanks for letting me do this and we kind of have a bit of fun. To everyone that's involved in the championship, in terms of admin, James, Adam, Daniel for all the overlays for you guys, and last but certainly not least, yourself, Luke, for everything that you do, not just for this league, for every other league that you get involved in and give a lot of coverage to. So it's, if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be in this league or many other leagues that you do the broadcast for. So thanks again, mate.
Thanks, mate, and thanks for your support too, Tyson, Stars and all that. We've been able to give $200 to Drop Bear Motorsport tonight for Beyond Blue, so that's, a big part of that is your support as well. So make sure you take some pride in that, man. We've been able to help out. So well done, P1 in the Amateur Championship, Tyson. Hey, mate, well done, man.
Yeah, thanks, and also a special mention to Daniel and Tom and the guys at Drop F doing that. That's a really good initiative. Hope they continue to do it moving forward.
For sure. All right, let's go now to the winner of the Pro-Am class, James Foster. Congratulations, mate. Who would you like to thank?
Just yourself, mate, for the broadcast. Congratulations to Ross and Tyson for their championship wins, and just everybody for driving really well, really clean. It's been awesome to drive in this league. Thanks to the admin team, James and Adam, for organising everything. It's just been awesome. Every race has been heaps of fun. So, I'm looking forward to what they do next.
For sure, mate. And then we go to the top two tonight in the race, starting with our second place PCD Racing entrant, Brad Watson. Who would you like to thank, mate?
Yeah, just want to thank all the competitors for tonight. Ross for another awesome race, and congratulations on the championship. To you, Luke, for putting the stream on. All the admin guys, cool to see that the series is going to keep running. So just thanks to everyone that participates, and Marcus, if you're listening, get ready to dig tomorrow, son.
Very good. And then Ross, with the win, mate, tonight, but also in the championship. Fantastic job all season round. Congratulations. Who would you like to thank?
Look, honestly, a lot of dittos and here's from everyone else. Yeah, huge thanks to Jimmy and Adam for putting on the series, and it's great that it's going to continue in a different form. So certainly looking forward to seeing how that all plays out. But it's great for everyone to have a league like this, to be able to do some GT3 racing on a weekend. So yes, thank you to Jimmy Adam and everyone else who's been involved behind the scenes, particularly yourself, Luke, for putting on the broadcast, giving us a bit of cool screen time and some cool highlights to show friends and family, show us dorks what we get up to on a Sunday night. And yeah, huge thanks to Trans-Tasman Racing, Virtual Racing School, TP Race Design, Cardiffex Model Cars, Parenzo, and X-Trim Motor Trimming, and a quick shout out to Drop Bear Motorsport as well for that Beyond Blue initiative. That's fantastic to hear. So well done, guys, and James and Tyson on their respective championships. Well done.
Excellent. It's been so fun to watch, folks, for 2 seasons. It's been a pleasure being a part of it. So thank you, and until next time, take care, and we'll see you on the flip side. Thanks, Ross, and thanks, Brad. Thanks, James, and also Legend Tyson. Thanks, mate. All right, folks, that's all we got time for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. It's been fantastic. This whole Australian Sports Car Championship has just been mega to watch, and I've absolutely enjoyed myself tonight. We finished it from Donnington, and we say goodbye, but we will be back for the Pro Series, doing production for the Pro Invitational Series Wednesday night. Until then, I'm Luke. This is RACESTARS TV. Thanks for everyone that tuned in tonight and was part of the broadcast as well, and a big shout out as well to Drop Bear Motorsport. Make sure you head over and donate some money. They're up to $665 of their $1,000 goal now, and the link's in the chat, so head over there and be a part of it. Until next time, good night.